It's your girl, Bob the Healer. I'm back. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I just want to get set up. I hope your day is blessed. I hope your week is beautiful. And I hope you are in a grateful mood. Because I am. Okay? I'm grateful to be alive. Okay? Your girl has been focused on self-love. And I'm not just talking about any kind of self-love. Talking about radical self-love. Talking about taking a journey through all of my shadow elements and learning to love every aspect of me. And baby, you want to talk about doing the work? You want to talk about doing the work? Okay? Your girl has had to process trauma that has been deep-rooted and seated within, and I've been learning to have self-acceptance, okay? All right, self-acceptance will get you straight to radical self-love, okay? Being patient with yourself as you learn, to love yourself. And baby, this is all a part of things that I've learned about myself. The more that I have invested in loving myself and taking care of myself, the more that I've been able to love and nurture the people around me. It's like it's a mirror. And I've been able to, teach other people who've been asking or who want to know, what's the change in your aura, your energy. And I'm just like, minding my business. Honestly, minding my business, focusing on myself, loving myself, and sharing that, sharing is wealth. It really is. That's one of the number one things that I've learned from the wealthy is they share information. And so I get on my platform after doing the work and I share with you guys the things that I've learned, things that have helped heal me. And that's really what it's like to be Bob the Healer, or the spiritual healing gifts that God has given me, is just learning how to triumph through my obstacles, through my own battles, and sharing that information on how I got through. Nothing crazy. That's really just it. So hopefully whoever's watching, whoever's following and enjoying these videos takes notes, okay? And you're really reaping the benefits by sharing what I share with you with others. That's like how it really multiplies within your own life. Is, hi, how are you? Is sharing the information that you receive, the wisdom that you get from these lives with your network, with the people that you love. Okay? And with that being said, let's get right into these readings. Okay? I am creating a space of luxury and abundance. Okay? I want all of you to understand that you deserve luxury. Okay? Luxury is not just in the material things. Thank you. Luxury is in the ambiance we create. It's in the way we carry ourselves. It's in the hobbies that we have. Baby, it's the way we put it on, okay? It's the way we put it on is how we create luxury. And luxury does not have to be expensive. I don't know when we created this idea that luxury is expensive. It's an energy. It's an aura, okay? For some, it's a smell. You can smell luxurious, okay? It's a taste. It's using all the senses to create a luxury ambiance, honey. A luxury ambiance is what I want to cultivate for every single person watching this. All right. And, you know, maybe you've been taught the traditional way of creating luxury in your own life. Okay. And I'm here to transform that interpretation and be very unique to you. Okay. This is identical. This message is identical to you. And how I reach each individual, okay, because I'm talking to a collective of people, like hundreds of people right now. I do it by zodiac sign, honey. So, you know, that's pretty easy. Figure out your birthday, spot your zodiac sign, and we're going to create a luxury message that is specific to you. All right? Are you ready? Make sure you take notes. Make sure you share this message because it will multiply in your life when you share wisdom. Okay? Sharing wisdom is wealth. Okay? That's the first luxury message of the day. Sharing wisdom is wealth. And if this message is wise and it touches you, share it with the people that you love, all right? Now, the first zodiac sign that we are going to get into, make sure you're subscribed so you get monthly luxury messages straight to your phone, straight to your device. Okay, hit that subscribe button. First zodiac sign, Aries. What is the luxury message for Aries? Where my Aries at? Ooh. Aries. Aries, you're ending some chapters in your life, okay? And that is good for you because completion is something you've been struggling with, honey. Okay? Some of my Aries, you know, you gonna start it, but you may not finish it, honey. Okay, and so I'm proud of you because God is trusting you to finish through. To finish it through, okay? To finish your projects, complete out your, okay? You know, you just ended your birthday seasons for some of y'all. Whenever you're watching this, it's a timeless message. But the luxury energy is now you are able to receive more, Aries. Yes. You've been able to learn how to take on these tasks, these projects, and finish it to fruition and praise God. Because now God can trust you with more. All right. And so, Aries, after watching this message, I want you to write this down. I am deserving of more. Confirmation. I want you to write that down, Aries. I am deserving of more. Okay. And I want you to start repeating that to yourself. All right. Getting to some mirror mantras, Aries. Okay. And you're going to start following these intuitions, Aries, to follow your dreams. Okay. Crown chakra activation, honey. Okay. Okay. Crown chakra activation. I'm talking to a lot of Aries right now. Now that God is giving you more, you're going to get more downloads, Aries, on where this energy should be put, okay? Where this energy should be going, okay? You've got some opportunities coming to you, Aries, some abundant opportunities that are coming to you, and you will have the vision and the opportunity to go down the path. But you have to trust that you're ready for more, okay? That's why we're going to be manifesting this through our speech, okay? Through the energy, knowing where to put the energy. Because sometimes, Aries, you got all this energy, but you don't know what to do with it. But I'll be knowing. Okay. Like, share, subscribe. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is once we got the vision, we're going to write down the vision so we know what to do with that energy. Because Spirit is giving you a clear message that now that you have the faith in yourself and in your ability to receive more, we're going to give you more, okay? We're going to give you more, all right? So Aries, learn to use that power the best, okay? Because what will happen is if you're not using it in the right way, this will be the sign. You're burning out quickly. Okay, so Aries, let's get you a divine and abundant ritual that you can do. So we're going to do some mirror magic by some mirror mantras. I am deserving of more, okay? And we're also going to set aside time to vision and write down our vision so that we know how best to monetize our energy, okay? All right? And that's how we're going to get abundant energy, honey. We're not going to keep spinning our wheels and doing a bunch of stuff that creates no results, right? Okay, Aries. Kindness. That's your card today. It's kindness, Aries. Aries, when you are kind to others, it comes back to you. It comes back to you. And the first person that deserves the most kindness is you. All right, Aries, you haven't been talking the best about your body. Some of y'all have Gemini placements. Could be dealing with a Gemini. It's about self-respect, okay? And in order to elevate your energy, Aries, right now, you need to speak highly of your body and have a little bit more respect for boundaries around your body, okay? How are you honoring your body, Aries? Okay? Do you have a self-care routine? Are you shaving, honey? Are you taking care of them legs? Okay. Are you exercising your body, honey? Are you eating the right food? How's that diet? These are things that you need to do to elevate that energy, honey. Okay. Moving on. Taurus. 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 Taurus, some of you love dancing, okay? Taurus, in order to elevate your energy, we need to balance life's responsibilities with a little bit of play. Okay, you're letting one or the other get you down, honey. Okay, and you need a little bit of kumbaya. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Okay, you need some peace. You need some quiet so that you can think about your life responsibilities. All right, when we're delegating tasks, when we're handling our responsibilities, we don't have to be stressed out. You know that, right? Oh, not the green screen, honey. Ow, honey, that's tight. Okay, we don't have to be stressed out, honey. We can have a little fun while we work. We can have a little fun while we handle business, okay? And so, Taurus, that's the message for you. To elevate your energy, get out of the stress, the worry, and the fear. And it's a balancing act, okay? Sometimes we get serious. Sometimes we have a little bit of play. But either way, have a smile on your face, right? Either way, add a little beauty to the ambiance, okay? Maybe you need to do a little beauty rituals, Taurus, before you start handling your business, okay? Maybe you need to start putting on a good playlist while you're handling, your responsibilities, doing your chores. You see, these are things that you can do. Step away from the mundane and create creativity in your life, okay? You're lacking creativity, Taurus, and that's why you're not in the best synergy while you're watching this video. Okay. Taurus, what activities can we get into to elevate that energy, honey? Meditation, like I said, some peace and quiet, honey, in the present moment. Okay? Your present moment is a gift, Taurus, and you deserve luxury. You deserve the gift of peace and quiet. All right, and in this present moment, you deserve Meditation. We need to get a meditation schedule. We need to get a mindful schedule going, okay? That is how, now listen, you're so used to, Taurus, spending away your money to find peace that you don't recognize it's free. Peace is free. And if you start valuing your money a little bit better, you'll start recognizing that when you're in a very calm, rational mind state, you save more, okay? You attract more, okay? You attract more abundance to you, Taurus, when you are at peace, when your nervous system is in array, okay? Make sure you guys subscribe. Moving on. Gemini, you need to subscribe to my newsletter. Go ahead and click on the link in my bio, okay? It's real simple, baby. You get a free mini reading every year on your birthday. You get access and notifications to my monthly readings that, you know, are very particular to the Healer Heart community. You get an exclusive access to the playlist that only the Healer Heart community gets, okay? So don't miss out on the freebies when you're dealing with Bob the Healer, honey. Because there's abundant energy around here, all right? And you just attract it by being in this community, I promise you. So make sure you sign up, okay? Make sure you sign up, honey. Gemini, when your hair is not done, you don't feel confident. And I'm going to just say that. So if you need to make a hair appointment, if you need to fit a hair appointment in the budget or in the schedule, baby, now's the time to do that. Gemini, also, we need to have a vacation period, all right, where you have abundance and luxury as a normalcy for you, okay? So some of you like to vacation a lot, and there's nothing wrong with that because it puts you in the right energy to receive more, all right? When you're on vacation, you meet people, your networking, your energy, your vibration is up, Gemini. So I would say make sure you're factoring into your budget a vacation. You can do a staycation. Ain't nothing wrong with a little staycation, honey. Okay, I did a staycation last year, and it was fabulous, honey. It was fabulous. Darling, it was fabulous. And, you know, got my little snacks, had my shows, baby, okay. Had my heated blanket, okay. I turned the D&G on, and I just vibed out at the crib. And maybe that's what you need, Gemini, is like a little staycation. But make sure the vibes are right, okay? I made sure I had the lighting set, okay, the right foods, the mood, okay? The energy was energying, okay? So be a little perfectionistic with the energy and the vibe that you're setting during this vacation. All right, make sure, and I'm thinking winter time, okay? Around Scorpio season is a good time to have your little staycation, Gemini. This might be when you're watching this. Oh shit, cocky mushrooms. And then I also want you to be a little bit more thoughtful. This is why I said you need to have Virgo energy. Being more thoughtful with the time that you spend with yourself, okay? Because you're just rushing through it. You're just moving through the time that you spend with yourself, Gemini, and you're not really being mindful. That's why you're having ruminating thoughts, honey. It's because you're not slowing down, okay? Your mind is moving at a mile a minute. You need to slow down. Self-love is a self-love routine, honey. Okay, some of y'all need to be journaling, okay, and working on some of these insecurities so that when you step outside, you feel more abundant, you feel more fruitful, okay? All right, and it's how you speak about yourself and how you're pouring into yourself, Gemini. You're half-assing it. Okay, Bobby know it. Okay, you're doing a little too much for everybody else and not enough for yourself. Okay, I'm talking to you. Whoever's watching this, honey. The signs are the signs, but the message is clear, honey. If it resonates, it resonates. All right, moving on to Cancers. My lovely, lovely Cancers. I love me a Cancer, honey. Ooh, when they're in the right energy. Cancers, sometimes y'all don't be in the right energy. Sometimes you want to hide and manipulate people, and that is not your... If you notice that you've been hiding in the house a lot, Cancers, if you notice you've been hiding your emotions or you're in your shell a lot, you're not in your abundant energy. Okay, Cancers? I got you a message, honey. We're going to elevate that energy, Cancers. All right, we're going to elevate that energy. Okay, I'm picking up on somebody. Okay, Cancers, we got the moon right here. All right, it's about the relationship you have with your femininity. All right, Cancers, in order for you to feel abundant, you need to accept the relationship you have with your mother, with the feminine archetype, okay? All right, if you yourself are a feminine and you are a Cancer, accepting the mother within, okay? There is an archetype that we all have of the mother. What we think our mom should be, what we think the mother should behave, what we think nourishment looks like, okay? And also how we nourish ourselves. And so Cancers, and when you are self-nourishing, you are abundant. When you are nurturing yourself, when you're taking care of yourself, when you're doing your beauty rituals, okay, when your hair is done. And for my masculines, okay, because I'm still talking to my Cancer men, and this is mainly a lot of Cancer men struggle with their feminine energy because of society and those things, okay? You have to be able to take charge of your feminine energy, Cancer men. Don't be afraid to nurture yourself, okay? And if you were never taught this by your mother or the women in your life, now's the time to relearn and create new cycles of healing and nourishment, okay? How can I nourish myself? How do I like to heal myself? What makes me feel comforted? You know, what's comforting to me? What environment do I need to create to make myself feel safe, to open up and be vulnerable? All right. And when you have that energy around you, Cancers, you feel abundant, honey. Okay. You step out and you're ready to make some things shake, honey. You're ready to make some big moves. Okay. You're ready to shift up your world. Okay. And here at Bob the Healer, baby, that's what you came here for. Honey, that's what you came here for. Okay, you came here for transformation. Okay, you came here to elevate that energy because you wasn't feeling in your bag, because you wasn't feeling like yourself. Okay, and baby, I get Cancers. I understand. I love y'all. I know how to love you guys. Okay, but baby, you must learn how to love yourself, Cancers. Okay, because what happens is you start to resent people who love you better than you love you. Okay. And so that's what we're going to do. You're going to step out the house feeling abundant because you've been working on nourishing yourself at home. Okay? You know what makes you feel comfortable. You know what makes you feel loving and open enough to be emotionally confident. Okay? We need that emotional confidence so that the actions can show the same confidence. Right? All right, Cancers, let's get you a self-nourishing ritual. We need to start visualizing ourselves in abundance, okay? Cancers, get by some water. Water heals you, okay? Make sure you're drinking enough water. All right, you're balancing your water intake, your water food intake, honey. Some of y'all are eating too much, not enough water to digest that, okay? You need some more water. But also healing. I always tell water signs is if you live by some water, go to the beach. Okay, go buy a wishing well, honey. All right. Drink more water in your diet. That's all I'm hearing is water, water, water. Healing from the inside out. Because when you feel nourished internally, your emotions balanced. Okay? And you are related to the moon, honey. Cancers are the moon. The moon is directly related to the tides in the water, honey. It's all connected. All right. And also water represents spirit, the Holy Spirit, honey. How's your relationship with the Holy Spirit going? Okay? When we're flowing with the Holy Spirit, honey, things get easier. Okay? You just start walking around like you got it. Yes, baby, I got it. I got it. It ain't in me. It ain't on me. It's in me, honey. It ain't even in me. It's around me. Okay? It's the Spirit walking before me. And sometimes, Cancer, you just have to allow the Spirit to lead you in a better vibration, because you're down here and Spirit's gonna lift you up. All right? And so drinking some water, doing some water affirmations, okay, even some essential oils, being in environments that make you feel in flow, like the beach, okay? Getting near water environments can get you in tune with your emotions and the rhythms of your own life, okay? Gets you back in flow, all right? Cancers, get back in flow. All right, moving on. Leos, my sunny, beautiful, vibrant Leos. Leos, everybody loves your smile. They love your sun rays, honey. You light people up everywhere you go. And so just continue to do things that lighten you up, okay? Because you overflow with energy that is just abundant. Leos don't struggle with love, honey. Leos, honey. Leos, when you are pouring into yourselves, when you are loving into yourself, God just allows you to overflow with love, all right? And so when you start to, I don't really have much to say to Leos, because I feel like Leos, you're always in your abundant energy. Leos know how to focus on joy. They know how to focus on cultivating beauty within themselves. And a lot of people say that Leos are self-centered, but honey, they're self-focused, honey. They're self-focused, okay? In order to be able to give to other people, you got to be able to give to yourself. So Leo, focus on giving to yourself, okay? Give yourself joy. And it's in the little things, Leo. Baby, there's this book that I love called Joy in the Little Things. Check that book out, honey. It talks about finding the little things in life and seeking joy in them, you know, romanticizing your life. That's been my thing this year, honey. And I'm a Leo, okay? Leo sun, Scorpio moon, Libra Venus. I am so into romanticizing my life this year. Every little detail, okay? Even from these readings, okay, to the music and the playlists I create, and it just resonates and overflows in my energy. And so, Leos, that's the message, honey. Is allow your light to shine. Allow your energy to overflow in abundance, okay? Because your light is a strength to other people. Because you're walking in your star power, because you're operating in your grace, okay, the grace that God has given you, your magnetism is attracting authenticity. Okay, your abundant self-love is creating this aura, honey, of light that is renewing people's energy all around you. Okay, like I said, you're the sun. You revitalize people, Leos. So when you are operating in your sun energy by just being yourself, Leos, by just being yourself, you push people towards their authentic self. Okay? So it's like a radiation. You give light and light to other people and you shine brighter. Okay? Because you're helping other people shine, you're shining even brighter. All right? And that could be through your wisdom, sharing your wisdom. Okay? So, Leos, what we're going to be doing is more beauty rituals. Okay? More mirror mantras, honey. Stepping out in your light. I want you, Leos, to own your star power. Stop dimming your light. Yes. Okay? And a lot of this has to do with your how you grew up, your inner childhood, honey. Okay? As a child, when you would stand out, people would make fun of you. And that's okay, Leos. You're not a kid anymore. Okay? But you can relive your childhood. And you can transform and change these experiences by teaching your inner child it's okay to be you. Because when you're you, you set the stage, Leo, for others to be themselves. Leos, you make it comfortable for other people to want to be around you. Because they can be themselves. It's like, oh, I don't have to fake for Leo. Leo's going to accept me for who I am. Because Leo accepts themselves for who they are. So, if anything, continue to renew this self-confidence, okay? And allow it to overflow in your environment, Leos. All right, moving on. Virgos. Virgos, you have been trying to stay the same and stay in a box. And that's just not what God designed you to be. Because here's the thing, you want to play it safe. Virgos, you want to play it safe. And like I said, that's not how God designed you to be. And in order to be in your abundant energy, you have to accept yourself for who you are and who you're not. Stop letting motherfuckers play you. Stop playing yourself by trying to change yourself to fit into a box that you were not designed for. Okay? You need to learn radical self-acceptance. Then we can transmute this lack of self-worth. Now, don't get mad at me. I'm just the messenger, honey. I'm just trying to tell you the truth because I love you. All right? You be doing it for everybody else, honey. You be doing it for everybody else. All right? It's time to break out that box, Virgo. That is how we elevate and transform and we get into this abundant energy as we break out of the box. What you scared for? What you scared for? That's what we like to say in the South. What you scared for? There's nothing to be afraid of. Okay? The fear is that you are going to be basic like everybody else. And ooh, child, that's not luxury. Luxury is not basic, honey. Luxury and basic have never been in the same sentence. And you see, you clicked on this video because you really wanted to elevate your energy, and you clicked on your sign because you really wanted the truth. And the truth is, in order to elevate your energy, Virgo, you have to stop being like everybody else. You have to mind your manners. Mind your manners, okay? You're playing it safe. You're like, I just want to fit in with everybody else so I don't disturb nothing. Okay? And when we mind our manners, we understand our place. You're number one. Stop kidding yourself. You're number one. And every time that you try to play yourself, you're putting yourself in a box. But here's the thing, you're not preparing to stand out. You're preparing to fit in. It's like, okay, I'm just going to hide and I'm going to blend in. I'm going to do everything like everybody else because I don't want that attention on me, okay? Baby, like I said, God didn't make you or design you that way. So you need to get prepared because God is getting ready to elevate you and transform you. All right. And in order to do that, you have to accept that good things come your way. You have to accept. And what you need to do is get quiet. Get still. Sit still. Okay. Because you're running around trying to be like everybody else, and you're not. Maybe you need to watch the Gemini reading. The Gemini didn't understand how to accept and trust the process. No, and instead you're too busy trying to shape and mold and change your image to be something you're not, and it's creating a domino effect in your aura, in your life. And now you're vibrating on this low frequency because you're out of alignment. You're operating out of design. God didn't design you to be doing what you're doing, to be doing this basic low level stuff. Okay, excuse my French. Listen, you need another card, honey. You need another card. You need a few cards. Some of y'all need to book a reading with me. You can click the link in my bio, okay? My prices are pretty clear, okay? You need a 60-minute reading, okay? You really do. Because some of y'all are struggling with self-acceptance and self-worth. And this little luxury abundant reading, this little tidbit is not going to do it. You need some serious shadow work, okay? So we're going to get you another card, honey, because we got to raise this energy before you... Whew, listen. I always tell Virgos, you're perfect, honey. You really are perfect, and you need to... Okay, so here's the thing. When you're ready, there's an opportunity that's coming to you. And some of you, the opportunity is really booking a reading with me, and you're not listening. Because after we book this reading, you're going to feel a lot more stable and grounded and a little bit more secure in where you're going in life, okay? Especially around your career, okay? Virgos, you're wanting to transform your career, but you're allowing yourself to stay stuck in a box, all right? And now is the time. This is the perfect time, baby. Some of y'all really need to click the link on my bio. I promise you it's going to benefit you and transform your life, all right? But for some of you, there's an opportunity that's coming for you that you've been praying for. But what you scared for, what you're scared of is change. It's going to require you to change from your old self. You're going to completely shed your old skin and become anew, all right? But this opportunity is a one... Baby, it's only coming once. And if you miss it, you're going to miss it, and you're going to be sad that you missed it. I promise you, Virgo, okay? It's like I'm psychic. All right. So abundance for you, Virgo, is stop second guessing yourself. Stop putting yourself in a box. And once you do, opportunities will come to you. And you will start attracting more opportunities. But first, it requires you to, like, shed your old skin. And your old skin is lack of self-acceptance. It's that simple. Oh, honey, look at this. This is a beautiful card. I need you to screenshot this, honey. Screenshot this card, honey. Okay, it says, I surrender to the flow of the universe. All right. I'm telling y'all, some of y'all need to get into meditation. But honey, you see this spiral? Okay, we're not spiraling out. We're letting go. Okay? Because that's what happens, Virgo. When you hold on too tightly, you start spiraling. Okay? And that's what's happening in your careers. You're spiraling. We're going to let it go. Release. Surrender to the flow. Baby. All right? And allow opportunities to come to us. Praise God. All right, moving on. Libras. Libra, stop lying. That's one thing I was just say. I seen something the other day. I was like, this Libra was lying. He was like, Libras, we never liars. We never cheat or something like that. So if you are a cheating Libra, please stop cheating because you're going to get caught. You always get caught. All right, let's get into the abundant energy for Libras. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. If you've been rocking with me so far, why haven't you subscribed, baby? You've been enjoying yourself. Make sure you share with someone else who really would love to watch this live? Honey, somebody want to watch this live? Share. Okay, Libras. Libras, you are desiring to learn. And in order to get in that abundant energy, we want to get into some studying. Yes. Some of my Libras, there are areas in your life that you're not feeling as confident, and all you're missing is a teacher. Okay? Wherever you're struggling to elevate your energy, Libra, become a student. Okay, that's the message for you. To elevate your energy, you need to become a student and then teach it. Okay? If you're struggling with self-love, become a student of love. If you are struggling with boundaries, become a student of boundaries. And then teach it to the people you love. This is how I learn boundaries. This is how I learn balance. If you're struggling with, some of you, I'm getting a clear message that you want to learn how to do your makeup better. You want to get better at your skin, like you're struggling with your skin. Maybe you're struggling with your body dysmorphia, body issues. Okay, become a student of what it is that you're struggling to elevate in your energy. Okay, an example of that is go to beauty school. Okay, go to YouTube University, honey. Find a YouTube guru that you love the way they do their makeup and study and learn it. Practice it, okay? A lot of Libras make great makeup artists. They make great fashion designers, all right? If you're wanting to elevate your image, also start from the inside, Libra. That's balance. If you're the Libra that doesn't really need any beauty lessons, maybe it's the internal love. Maybe it's the internal beauty that you're struggling with. Okay, get you a journal, get you a cute little pen, and start journaling. Take a course on better love, how to better love yourself. Pick up a good book. Libra, write these things down, I'm telling you. Teach yourself what it is you feel like you are deprived of, Libras. All right, let's get you a message. A little self-love. Intuition. All right, Libras, you know exactly who I'm talking to. If you are, there's two Libras that I'm talking to. There's the Libra that knows their beauty rituals. They've got that down pat, honey. Okay, they know. They've got the silk robe, honey. They know how to do and set the ambiance for that self-care Sunday. But they're still struggling with the internal beauty, the self-respect, the boundaries. Okay? Now it's time to tune in. Okay? I want you to start journaling some of these intuitions. All right? I want you to start learning how to trust your body and these signals that you're getting more about your boundaries, about the internal self-respect that we're lacking. Okay? And if you're the Libra that's on the opposite, like you're like, no, I know my boundaries, honey. I set my boundaries pretty well, honey. Okay? But, your wardrobe could use a little vavoom, honey. You could use a little bit of roses in the house, honey. Your ambiance is a little dreary. All right, you need a little bit of love in your home. You know I'm talking to you. Baby, you need to clean up that apartment. You need to clean out that closet. These are some things that you could do to elevate your energy and attract more abundance to you, Libras. All right? Some of y'all really need to revamp that wardrobe because you're not dressing the way that you feel, okay? And it's deeply affecting your mindset. If you don't feel like luxury, if you're not dressing in a luxurious energy, how can you attract it? Okay? All right, and that's 444. Moving on. Scorpios. If you are rocking with me, make sure you are subscribed. Talking to you. Comment below if this is resonating. Drop your sign below if I have not got to your sign yet. All right, Scorpios. Scorpios, the only thing you must do is prepare for blessings. Okay, you have to shift the way you think about things. You are getting ready to birth a blessing. All right, you're getting ready to birth a blessing. Some of you are getting ready to have a child. You are pregnant, or you're listen. Listen. Some of you are thinking you're pregnant and you are. And that is the luxury energy that's coming to you. Also, some of you are pregnant with a new business, a blessing that's coming to you, and you just need to receive. Look, don't you look pregnant? You have to transform your mind state. Some of you want to get pregnant and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'll get pregnant. Honey, you're going to get pregnant. I'm telling you. This is confirmation. I'm never wrong when I predict pregnancies. I promise you. I've predicted my last 3. Oh, no, I know somebody right now. Oh, Lord Jesus. All right, y'all are pregnant. You're pregnant, you're getting ready to have a baby, or you think you're pregnant and you are, or you're worried about getting pregnant, and rest assured you're pregnant. You just need to walk into it. Pregnancy, 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 all right? Love is what's transforming your energy. When you truly love someone, Scorpio, everything around you transforms. You will go to bat for that person. You will go out of your way. Your desires change, your passion changes, your drive changes, and you start operating in this energy that is just like fire, honey. It's like, woo, it's hot, it's sexy, okay? To your spouse, you're looking good, you're looking sexy, you're looking abundant, and really it's carrying you through this time right now. So Scorpios, excuse me, your luxury abundant message is about walking in your purpose, which is just to receive blessings. It's that simple. All right. And you just been drifting through life, not recognizing that opportunities come to you when you are prepared to receive. That's the key word, Scorpio, is you need to get prepared to receive. When you are not in the place of preparation, you get fearful. Start trying to control. Like, oh my God, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Okay, and so I'm telling you now, you need to prepare for a child. For some of y'all. Okay, like 40% of y'all, you need to, if you're in your 40s, that's another message. Some of you, you're a Scorpio, you're in your later years, you're like in your 40s, and you're worried, oh, she's not talking to me. She must be crazy. How could I be 40 years old having a child? You're having a child. All right, and when this happens, honey, when you get that message, book your reading with Bob Hiller, okay? And make sure you screenshot this, you write this down, you timestamp it, and you say, oh my goodness. Actually, speaking of a Scorpio, I used to, she might be watching this. One of my old managers, she was a Scorpio. She was in her later 40s. She got pregnant. And I told her before she got pregnant, she was worried about having children. You know, when you get later in your years, women are like, oh my God. God has a plan. God knows. And there's no time limit on God's divinity. Okay? There's no time limit. There's no box we can put God in, okay, honey? Beloved, the Lord loves you and wants to bless you with more children. For some of you, and if you're watching, this message is directly for you. You know who you are. I'm that psychic. But for the Scorpios that are in her 40s, she was in her 40s. She had a baby. I told her that she was going to have 2. She has 2. Okay, and so if you're worried that you're too late to have children and you're a Scorpio, this message is for you. You will have children. You may even have 4. Okay, but you definitely going to have 2. All right. And that's a blessing for you because it's going to put you in the right track. It's going to put you on the right energy. Because some of y'all just been drifting through life. Ooh, the message is coming clear. You just been like lollygagging through life. This might be a Scorpio man too. You know, you're like, I'm in my later years. I ain't really trying to have no babies. Baby, you're going to have some babies. And it's going to bring that passion, that fire back to you. Okay. It's going to make you feel lucky. You know, because kids give you that drive. Trust me, I be seeing my siblings and I'm just like, ooh, child. I haven't had a child yet, praise God. But I already know it's going to put some fire in me, okay, and motivate me. It gives you life. And for those of you who are not, maybe you already had your kids, they're out of the house and all that good jazz, or maybe you don't want no kids, which is a small percentage of you. You may birth a business that's really putting the fire back in you. But the key word is preparation. Some of y'all not trusting the message. I'm telling you, I'm really psychic. Okay, I'm really psychic. Trust when I say this. Whatever this is, whether it's a new business, an opportunity, being prepared for this blessing is going to put you in the right energy, the right harmony that is going to put you in element for abundance. Because some of y'all ain't been grateful for your life. You ain't been trusting divine with the plan. But divine always has a plan. God has a plan for each and every one of us. Okay? So we need to get into some trust exercises. Some gratitude practice. Okay? Get you a gratitude list going every day, Scorpio. Okay? And start preparing for blessings. Start preparing for child. Okay? Do you have a savings account for your children? Okay? Do you have a space for your child? Do you know where you want to buy children's clothes? I don't know. And for those of you who are really like 8 months, 4 months, 6 months, honey, you really need to start preparing. It's real. So that you don't feel like you have to control the child when they get here. All right? You could be having a child with a Cancer. Or a Gemini. Or someone with these placements. Ooh. Definitely a water sign. All right. Moving on. Sagittarius. Sag. If you're still rocking with me, make sure you subscribed, honey. Yeah, you got the crystals in the back, honey. You got to charge up the crystals in the windowsill, honey. Some of you need some deep meditation. I keep getting that. Some meditation. Some of y'all are getting downloads in your dreams and you're not actually writing them down. Sagittarius, write this down. You need a dream journal. Because spirit is communicating. Your ancestors are communicating to you in your dreams on how to go after your goals. Okay, how to achieve the resources that you need to go after your goals. And you are like moving at a mile a minute that you don't have time to even remember. Some of y'all need to get you a oracle deck. All right, Sagittarius, when you are in an adaptable energy, this is you need to watch the Gemini reading. And if you're subscribed to my newsletter and you're a part of the Heal the Heart community, you'll get access to this playback, because I don't know if I'm going to save this for everybody. All right. You got to learn how to be adaptable like Gemini, which is the sign that is opposite from you. You could be dealing with the Gemini. And it kind of bothers you when life kind of just throws things at you and you're not really quick on your feet. And so in order to be in abundant energy, you have to be able to flow with the universe. Okay, you got to be able to move. And this is how you have to see it. Life is an adventure. And that adventure can come at any moment, Sag. You got to be ready to grab life by the, to take those opportunities, Sag. And in order to be in the position to take those opportunities, you have to be in the energy of adaptability. Oh, I'm adaptable, Bob. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because when the money calling, you're like, oh, how far? How far is that? And you don't have your eye on the prize. You have your eye on everything else. What's fast moving? What's coming? What's happening? That you need to be a little bit still. And that's the adaptability that I'm saying. It's like there's moments where you need to be ready for the opportunity. And then there's moments where you need to sit still so you can hear from spirit. You're not rising to the occasion. You're chilling back and relaxing. Write this down. Money comes to me when I am ready. And I am adapting to my environment so that I am ready. Because that's the thing. You be wanting the right weather, the right circumstances, the right people, places. No. And that's you have this networking ability, but sometimes you got to be able to move in a room full of roaches, Sag. Not everybody's going to be in your corner. Not every opportunity is going to come the way you like it. But you are moving so much you don't recognize that you got to be adaptable. And Spirit's saying, okay, now we need to shift gears. Now it's time to shift gears. Okay, because adaptability, you're getting stuck on that one. We got to shift gears. We got to change it up. How we was doing it, fast, how we was going, it's not going to work no more. It's not going to work no more. And that's because you've been putting your talent and your skills in a box. Well, this is how I always used to do it, Bob. No, now Spirit wants you to do it differently. That's the key to being adaptable. It's like, okay, I used to get my money this way. I used to go to the same place, the same time, and it always worked for me. Okay, I'm sure it did. But that's not abundance. Okay, abundance is limitless. There's more than one way to make $1 million. There's more than one way. There's more than one place to get a bag. There's more than one way to have abundance. You've been putting a limit, and now we're going to shake it up. You've been capping how you receive. And a lot of it is because you be lying, Sag. You be lying. Oh, yeah, I'm the best in my field. I do. No. You're a jack of all trades, and you need to learn how to trade all jacks. That's really what it be. You're a jack of all trades, but you only be selling yourself short on one skill. Oh, I've always made money this way. I've always done it this way. I'm always getting a bag from being an entertainer. I've always made it from being a writer. I've always made it from being a journalist or whatever you do. Okay. But Spirit's like, baby, I'm going to show you a whole new world. I'm going to really put you on. I'm going to show you that sky is the limit. Okay. And you can have what you want. You just have to ask. You just have to trust and be adaptable. You just got to learn that if I tell you to go over here, you know, because some of y'all like to always be in the sunshine, honey. And maybe you got to go to a colder place for just a little bit to get a little bit of that. And you're like, nah, but I've always made my money over here. And it's like, okay, but I'm trying to show you that there's more, that money can come to you in multiple different forms. That abundance doesn't look one way. And that's the thing. There's the message. Sag, you've always seen luxury as money. But luxury is in your aura. It's in your vibration. It's in your networking. You have so many different skills that will bring you more money, and you're capping yourself by limiting your abilities and God's possibilities. You're so used to taking things in your own hands that God wants you to stop and sit down. And when you finally stop and sit down, you'll start to recognize the shift in your aura will start to attract better opportunities and better places. New places that you couldn't even imagine. Ooh. All right. Okay, Sagittarius. Let's get an abundance exercise for you. It's time to step into your power. Some of y'all are dealing with the Leo. Yeah, some of y'all are dealing with the Leo. And you're learning how to balance self-love and self-acceptance. Or some of y'all have Leo in your chart. Maybe you should go watch the Leo reading. Make sure you're subscribed so that you can get access to this video. So today is the day, Sagittarius, that you're going to stop fronting on yourself and you're going to step into your power, and you're going to recognize that you are limitless and that opportunities come to you in a multitude of ways, that you've been capping yourself on your power by, you know, believing that you can only do things one way, and that money is the only thing that provides you with authority or confidence. All right. And we're going to start looking at what your superpower qualities are. So I want you to see yourself as a superhero. This is an exercise to raise your abundance. Write this down, Sagittarius. You're going to do an exercise that you do in the mirror where you're going to see yourself like a superhero. You're going to identify what it is that your superpowers are. Okay. If you were a superhero, you had a Marvel movie, honey, or a DC, whatever you like, and you had a comic, what would be your standout powers? And it can't involve money. All right. What would be your standout power? And it could be love. Okay. Because some of y'all didn't think of that. Okay. It doesn't have to be your abilities or what you can do for other people. But when you look in the mirror, why do you see yourself as a hero? Okay. And once we get that, baby, you're going to transform your energy. And then you can book your reading with Bob the Healer. Okay. All right. Moving on. Capricorn. Capricorn, when you dream and you start to fantasize about all of your goals, you start to attract abundance to you. You know, you got to get a little bit of that Pisces energy going. Some of y'all are Pisces, or you're dating a Pisces, or you're a Pisces cross-watching for a Capricorn. But in order to elevate that energy, honey, we need to dream. Thank you, baby. I love your name. That's funny. Aaliyah's a Capricorn. Yes. So you need to dream. Some of my Capricorns, you have problems with starting projects. You struggle with believing it and seeing it. And that stops today. Because you needed someone like me to reinforce dreaming is an active manifestation. It is. I think it's a better way than even vision boards. I do. Honey, I dreamt of this apartment. I'm not even kidding. All right, I just knew. And that's what you need to raise your elevation, is to see yourself in an abundant energy. Whatever goal that you're attaining, you want to attain, see yourself in that energy. I'm going to do it right now. All right. That's all you got to do. Just visualize it. Make sure you go watch the Leo reading. And subscribe. Thank you for the love. Because here's the thing, Capricorn. You're starting something new. When you start something new, you get this analysis paralysis. Some of you do. Where you're like, oh, dang, I want it to come, but I don't really know where to get started. Part of it is your lack of self-belief. We need to work on radical self-belief. That is how we elevate our energy, Capricorn, is we start believing in ourselves and transforming the beginner's mind. Okay, right now, Capricorn, you're seeing things like, oh man, I got to start something new. Because this is the thing, Capricorn, as you start to move through whatever you're doing, you build confidence. Because it's about the stability, it's about the routine, right? If you're trying to build your self-confidence in your body, creating a routine that makes you feel confident. By week 6, honey, by week 3, you're already feeling more confident. You're already feeling more abundant, okay? So some of y'all need to get in the gym, okay? And I'm giving you the tea, write this down. That really it's not about the goal itself. It's about the mind state when you first start. Okay, you need to be a radical cheerleader for yourself. When you start a project, Capricorn, I don't want no negative self-talk. Oh man, I never did this before. Okay, I've never done it, so this is the perfect time to get it right. I got the beginner's first time luck, honey. And that's how we're transforming our mind into an abundant mindset. Is that the first time I got the most luck. Okay, I'm blessed to do my best on the first time. Praise God. All right. And when we're not ready, maybe we should wait it out. Maybe we should watch some other people that have done it before. Okay, get on YouTube and YouTube it, all right? You want to build something new? Maybe I should hop on YouTube and watch somebody else do it, all right? You want to stay in a long-term commitment? You want to stay in your marriage? You want to build a marriage? Maybe you should watch some people that you admire. Watch some interviews on long-term marriages from the 60s or something. Maybe you can do it. You just need to see somebody else do it first. You need to see that consistency will get you through. And you need to get over the negative mindset that you create and transform your mindset on how you start a process. Thank you for subscribing, baby. All right, let's get the luxury message for you, Capricorn. Oh. Baby, you need to show some skin. You need to get out to the beach. Like I said, if you're struggling with your body and you want to get on that routine, just start, okay? Just 10 minutes a day, honey. Just start. Google somebody with your body type. But really, yeah, Google somebody with your body type, figure out what they did and how they just got started and see how they built that consistency. So all you need is consistency. Put it on your calendar for 30 days. Baby, 9 weeks and you got a goal. You can accomplish any goal if you stay consistent and you track it. What you track, you can manage. I love saying that. That is my go-to, honey. Every goal I've set, I've tracked it, I managed it, and I got to it. All right? So maybe you need to meditate to figure out what your goals are to better align. All right, that's an opportunity. I also want to see you put yourself out there more, Capricorn. Stop waiting to the last second or waiting till you believe in yourself. Just do it and get the motion moving and the consistency will follow. All right? Thank you, baby. I received that. I love all you guys' compliments. Make sure you're writing down these messages because they're going to transform your life. I promise you. All right. Aquarius. Do I have any Aquariuses rocking with me? Any Aquariuses? What's up, Aquarius? What is the luxury abundant message for Aquarius? Ooh, that was quick. Overflow with self-love, Aquarius. You should watch the Leo reading too. If you're dealing with a Leo, or watching a Leo. When you compliment yourself, listen, beloved. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Aquarius, when you pour into yourself, when you pay attention to your passions, okay, what has you passionate right now in life? When you're pouring into your passions, it is overflowing and radiating into the people around you in your personal relationships and your intimate relationships. Aquarius, I do see love coming in for you because you are focusing on the things that you're passionate about. You're seeing passion reflected in your relationships. I swear I just said that. That's the message, straight and clear. You are so passionate about your hobbies, your interests, your whatever it is getting you going. And if you don't have any, this is how you're going to raise your abundant energy, is redirecting the energy into your passions, into your hobbies, into self-love. And that is going to just radiate in your aura. Okay, you are looking more attractive. Self-love makes you more attractive. Okay, and a part of this came from a lack of self-love, a lack of real love. You were loving yourself in very superficial ways, Aquarius. You may have been dealing with the Libra. You could have Libra placements. You were loving yourself in the traditional way, you know, the way society told you, which is, it wasn't really connecting with you. You may have been buying yourself nice things, taking yourself to nice places. You know, you may have been over idolizing yourself, putting yourself on a pedestal. And every time you would fall off that pedestal, it's like, oh, I don't recognize myself anymore. But now you are accepting yourself for who you truly are, for every layer that you have. And that love is the love that you've been needing. That love is the love that you've been desiring. And so these superficial relationships that you were entertaining are disappearing. And now this radical love that is authentic is being reflected in the relationships you're attracting. So let's go ahead and get you an abundant message. So really, Aquarius, in order to raise your vibration is to accept yourself and every facet, every layer that you have. Okay? To accept what makes you quirky and different, especially the hobbies that you have. Okay? You know, you used to be embarrassed at some of the little things you used to, you know, some of y'all like to, you're into spirituality. You know, some of y'all might like to do tarot, or you're into like the readings like this, you know, and you enjoy watching some of these videos, honey, make sure you subscribe. Ain't nothing wrong watching a little tarot. Just don't let it rule your life, okay? Don't let it be your God, because nothing is bigger than God, honey. But some of you, you have like these fun hobbies. You like to collect things, and you used to be embarrassed by them. Enjoy it. Do it. Just don't let it control you. Okay? Don't let anything control you. Just focus on how you can self-love and how you can have radical self-love. Love that's not superficial. All right? Because you was getting caught up in buying all these little knickknacks to show your love for yourself. And it's like, there's other ways to show love to yourself. Other ways to show love to yourself is checking in with your heart. Recognizing your heart posture. Going after your passions. Being aligned with your purpose. Being connected to your flow. Allowing your emotions to be released. And paying attention to how you feel. These are all ways of self-acceptance and self-love. And that's what I want you to work on. I want you to start dancing with your emotions, Aquarius. Because the more that you understand, you understand, okay? The more you get underneath these emotions and these feelings, the more clarity you get, the more guidance you have that will lead you better in alignment towards your purpose. Always come back to you, honey. Okay? Always come back to you, Aquarius. That's your home. Your heart is your home, honey. Where is your heart posture, honey? Clear out that heart. Make sure your heart feels abundant so that you can pursue your passions with purpose. All right. Last but not least, my Pisces babies. Pisces, in order for you to be in your abundant energy, you must go with the flow. You must learn that your curiosities become teaching moments for others around you. When you're excited about something and you allow divine to lead you, this is the thing. Pisces get the bad rap for being daydreamers, but really spirit can communicate to you very clearly. And it's because you're not afraid to think like a child, to daydream, to explore your fantasies. And in your fantasies, in your moments of your creativity, you have these revelations. Okay, these revelations put you at peace. It's like this, you're in this gap between like reality and what do you call it? In space. It's like this time and space where you're just like when you're in the zone and you're being very creative, you're in this abundant energy and spirit speaks to you. Okay, and a lot of this happens when you're curious about something new. When you're curious about a new craft, when you're curious about a new talent of yours, when you're curious about the new fashions, when you're curious about new music, these take you on this abundant energy and you start to elevate. You start getting these revelations and you need to start writing these down. And write this down. When I am in a creative energy, I am in flow to hear from spirit. Creativity is God-given, Pisces. So allow yourself to be in the creative energy and you raise naturally your luxury, abundant energy. And you start to teach other people around you how to do it effortlessly. Pretty soon you're doing something and it becomes a group project. Just saying. Your curiosity brings the boys to the yard, okay? Your curiosity brings the girls to the show, honey. And use the resources around you to create a luxury environment, okay? I know you got some old paint in there. I know you got some clothes that you could repurpose. When you start to look at the resources around you, you start to get even more creative. You're like, ooh, I could repurpose this to this. I could do this to this. I could create this for that. Start being resourceful, Pisces. And you'll start getting all these downloads. I'm telling you. Write that down. When I am resourceful, I get revelations. Write that down, Pisces. All right. What is the abundant exercise for Pisces? More surrendering to these daydreams. So allowing moments in your day where there's space for you to create. The freedom, there's no boundaries on how you create, on what you used to create. Provide yourself like the full gondola of experiences to just be in this daydreaming energy, okay? Some of you want to do like, you want to create your own fragrance, you know, just go to a whole fragrance creating place and just like let the world be your oyster, okay? Some of y'all are photographers. Take your camera and just go outside and do a little photo shoot of whatever you feel intuitively pulled to. All right, that's how you really create with God, is you allow the space for God. Also, we're going to start speaking over our creations. All right, we're going to start speaking positive words, kind words over the things we create. No longer are we going to be tearing ourselves down while we create. Oh, I messed up. I could have did this better. Oh, I didn't draw perfectly in the lines. No, that is how you put a restriction on God. Allow yourself to create even with imperfections. Because when we allow that, sometimes our imperfections are perfect for God. Do you hear me, Pisces? When we mess up, it's the perfect place for God to step in. So if you don't mess up, God doesn't have a vehicle to step in. Allow for more self-love. That's a part of self-love. Knowing that I'm okay to make mistakes. That even if I make mistakes, I'm still creating something beautiful. All right? Thank y'all for rocking with me. Make sure you share this abundant message with everyone that you love. Okay? Share, 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 share. Make sure you subscribe if you love this message and you want more just like this. And may God bless you, and may that abundant energy multiply back to you and then some.